And we're live. Hey, welcome to another Thursday night safety briefing with me, your pal, They Gone. You can always find me on the X or the Twitters at They Gone at 238 if you ever want to talk to me or hang out. So, hey, there you go. So, once again, this is They Gone. I was a former military sergeant in the United States Army, and on every long weekends or on weekends, they used to do a safety briefing. So, tonight we're going to do our safety briefing this Thursday. As always, a safety briefing kind of tells you the do's and don'ts out there when you're having a good time. So, once again, I'm Dagon, I'm a sergeant in the military, and here's our safety briefing. So if you go out swimming, make sure you're not swimming alone. If it starts raining outside and thunder and lightning, make sure you're not standing on the tree because you might be hit by that lightning. If you're going out drinking, make sure you're not drinking out alone because if you're drinking alone, if you're going out drinking alone, it's probably not good for you. If you are going out drinking, make sure you got a designated driver or you got a way to come back or a cab or Uber or whatever you kids take these days. If you get out, if you are going to be driving, don't be drinking, don't be smoking, don't do all that kind of stuff. You're in control of a vehicle. You're all important lives out there. Okay. So as always, if you find yourself in trouble, call out for help. Either that be your platoon sergeants or your section sergeants or your fire team leaders. Call out for help. If you need a ride back somewhere, because might as well get chewed out by them rather than the cuffs. Then get cuffs. If it's the last resort, call out to that CQ test. Once again, they do have funds to come get you. It might be a little while, but stay safe, stay put, and feel better the next day. So as always, be the light out there for people. Do good things. If you see something, say something. Get into situations when you know you should. Because we're all good people. Try to do good things out there. Because if you're not bringing light, what you bringing? So that's kind of the safety briefing. A real quick 2 minutes cap for you. So once again, if you're missing the first part of the show, go back to it. Make sure you check that box and get those safety briefings. Make sure you come back to us okay for the next week. So. All right, so as always, this is kind of the part of the show where I kind of talk about things that kind of go on in my mind and kind of things in the world out there. So this kind of, if you kind of look at the title of this today's show, it's open floors and broken roofs. So that kind of idea is because I come looking for a new way of doing my show, not a new way of doing my show, but trying to get more interaction with folks out there if they have any questions about things or if they have things on their mind. So it's kind of open floors as always. If you guys do have questions or anything like that, hit me up on the Twitters that they got at 238 or here on the YouTubes. Once again, kind of like the open floor kind of thing. I've been kind of noticing out there in the world. I'm not trying to be all froofy and I'm not trying to get all happy go lucky out there, but out there in the world, it just seems like there's nothing niceness that folks should have. There's nothing respect folks should have for each other. It doesn't seem to me that when we look at things and we talk about politics, talk about what's going on with people's lives, just kind of the day to day run of the world. I think we're having a problem in our society of seeing people as individuals, seeing seeing people as that person who's standing in front of you. It doesn't really matter, where they come from or what they look like or what they're wearing or anything like that. But really looking at that person's eyes and really looking into them and really talking to them and getting on with them on a one-to-one level and seeing them as a person. I think if we kind of change that paradigm of seeing us, or I know it's going to say that this. I know this is going to say cliche, and a lot of people hear about this kind of stuff all the time. But getting out of that tribal mentality of them versus us. I mean, you see it in fandoms all the time. You see fans that like stuff or don't like stuff for valid or invalid reasons. It doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, when you're talking to somebody or you're doing, sorry, I'm messing with my camera here, or you're doing what you're doing, you're really talking to the individual behind that 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 screen, unless you're talking about blog or something. But that's a whole another topic for a whole other different time. I'm talking to you guys out there that fall for those blogs. But anyhow, but you have to remember, people are people. I know people are going to say mean and spiteful things, and I think if we just once again we step back and we just start knowing people are people. You can be passionate about things, and you can be stand up for what you believe in. But I don't think you can, especially in an argument, you can never lose the fact that you're talking to another person on the other side. That's not an enemy. That's not someone who's really threatening you, hopefully, in the situation and things like that. That's just another person, and they have ideas and beliefs that come from different places for them. Sometimes not the right places, sometimes the right places, sometimes not the right places. But like I said, at the end of the day, they're still humans, and I think and they're still individuals. And I know I keep on repeating it, but it's just it's so simple. It's just to see a person as a person. You see for what they do, what they say, how they act, and what they, those kind of things. I don't know. That's just kind of my little rant today. I think it's going to be a little bit shorter show. I've been kind of ill this week, so I'll just get right to the kind of opening up stuff. That is, I kind of do want to. I'll keep on talking about it a little bit. Kind of hook it on to the theme of Star Wars and GI Joe and stuff. I think it's the same thing way too. I think sometimes there's a jealousy of folks in the community of like some folks have a lot, some folks don't, and I think the community does a great job of not overhyping folks that have a lot or underhyping folks that don't have very much. I think that the community does a really good job of seeing individuals for who they are, whether what they're bringing to the conversation or what they're bringing to whatever you're doing. May be a stream or maybe even like a Twitter thread. I think if we, even as a community, we start seeing those folks as individuals as well, I think that'll kind of bring us more together. It's like our parts are more than the sum, I guess. I don't know. But like I said, it's like I said once again, even like Star Wars, you have that hate between people who like the new stuff or pretend to like the new stuff, or people who hate the new stuff or pretend to hate the new stuff, and it just gets too much sometimes. And I think once again, I've met people that I've had arguments with, just different discussions, and I thank them. It's like, hey, thanks for being cool, thanks for making it. Keeping this civil, and I ended up becoming friends with them. Well, one of them was, I haven't seen him in a long time, but Just Ken. This was before the Barbie movie, but it was Just Ken. He was a guy from Japan, or was living in Japan, or something like that. Or spent a lot of time in Japan. And I talked to him all the time. We at first we ended up arguing with each other and didn't like each other at all. And then I can't remember what we first argued about, but then I ended up say, all right, thanks for keeping it civil, and then we were civil, and then we just kind of became friends out of that. I think that happens a lot, especially with male groups. It's like you get into fights with people, then you kind of see what someone's about, and then they're like, okay, you can respect that. That's kind of how I see that, I suppose. But anyway, on with the show as always. So I'm going to be looking at some things, and if anybody does show up, I'll have them vote on what we open up, and if no one does show up, I guess it'll be host's choice, I suppose. So here we go. The kind of first thing we're going to look at. I'm going to look at old things. I haven't really been getting a lot of new things in. Like I said, I've been sick and ill, and Father's Day is coming up, and so I didn't want to buy any. I'm kind of looking at my shelves here, my pile of stuff. I didn't really want to buy anything to kind of disrupt that, so I'm just kind of showing some old stuff off. As I don't have many viewers, it's all new to you anyhow. So, but one of the first things I'm going to kind of show off is going to be this is a Storm Shadow collectible statue that I got from my family. I can't remember if it was for Christmas or it might have been for Father's Day, but it was a really cool gift. It's a Storm Shadow statue. It's in the box still. You can see the Storm Shadow. It's the Storm Shadow before he became a good guy. I still like the version 2 better. I actually enjoyed the good guy outfit. To me, he just looks like a white ninja. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Hey, what's up, Joe Hunter? Thanks for coming along. If you did miss the first part of the show, I highly suggest you go check that box off and get your safety briefing in. And kind of topic of the show was kind of open floors and broken roofs. The idea that we need to start seeing people more as individuals and evaluate them for who they are, not what they look like, or or what group they might be in, or if they like something or they don't like something. See people as individuals. But I think thanks for coming along. Once again, this is kind of the latter part of the show. It's probably gonna be a shorter show because I've been kind of ill this week, so I'm trying to take it easy. So like I said, first thing we're showing off is the by the way, you do get to vote tonight. Out of the things I'm gonna show y'all, you get to vote on what we want to open up. So save those votes until the very end. So like I said, here's the Storm Shadow once again. It was a nice statue. I believe I got it for Father's Day for my family. My daughter remembered and saw it and was like, "Oh, Dad liked that." I think at the same time, because they got it at GameStop. It's my finger here. They actually the Baroness was also available as well. But I chose Storm Shadow because it's not a sexy Baroness, and I don't want my daughter to have to pick out a sexy Baroness. So there's the file card there. As you can see, it kind of explains Storm Shadow, all that. So that's one thing I could open up if that's something you guys want. Here's the side panels. And this is by PCS, which I'm not familiar with that company. It is the permanent, yeah. So another one, I got this a long time ago. I did get this at GameStop too. A lot of the stuff my family gets me is at GameStop because they have that kind of GI Joe stuff and all those kind of Star Wars stuff, and it's easy to get. So this is going to be of course this is going to be a Dreadnought, and this is Buzzard. Obviously, if I did have all my other toys with me, if you look at my pictures, I've been using Duke quite a bit. Duke, it seems like they reused even the original. They reused a lot of Duke parts for Buzzard. And Duke, if you read Buzzard's file card, it's almost the kind of the reverse of Duke, where Buzzard was smart like Duke and all that kind of stuff, but he decided to go the other way and be bad. And I think he went to Cambridge or something like that too, if my memory is correct. So if I'm wrong, correct me in the chat. I don't mind being corrected. So there's Buzzard. So we can open up Buzzard, or we can open up the Snake Eyes statue. Not Snake Eyes, but Storm Shadows statue. And then I picked up a long time ago from a great place is KB Toys. Probably you guys will know a lot about them. Oh, not KB Toys, but Kokomo Toys. They have a famous dollar auction. Penny auction. Starts off a penny, and then people it goes up from there. I always pick up stuff from there really, really cheap if I find something cool. And so one of the things I got was he did go to Cambridge. Yeah, see, I was right. Thank you, Joe Hunter. See, I know my stuff, some of it. So here here's the original Mandalorian. I picked this up for like $5 from Kokomo Toys because no one wanted it, and I figured, hey, $5, I'll throw $5 in there for free shipping. So this is also a good thing you could open this one up because it's cheap. And of course, I've shown this off before. I have both. There he is. Hold on, I'll be right back. I have both versions of Dusty. Yes, I do. I do have both versions of Dusty. I have the Tiger Force version of Dusty. I picked up this real cheap at Ross, I believe, real cheap. Obviously, when Vern from Oak Ridge Studios and the Toy Duo, he always goes to Ross, and he's seen tons of these, so I pick up my nice Dusty. I don't know why this one didn't sell very well. I've never been a fan. Excuse me, my voice is going on. As you can see, I've been sick. I've never been a fan of the Tiger Force, but I think that if I do open this up, I think it's going to look cool. I've seen a lot of big streamers review Dusty. Obviously, one of the good ones is real Hector Hernandez. He's a pro wrestler, and he does toy reviews. He's a real sweet, nice guy. I would check out his channel. Hernandez. And I tweet off his stuff all the time. He lifts weights and works out too. He's a really great guy. You should follow him. He's a really good guy, both on Twitter and on the YouTubes. Like I said, he's done a review of both the Dusties. So I still prefer the old Dusty. Better because I just like the camo. I think and this is the Dusty I remember. And Dusty was always my favorite cartoon G.I. Joe character because I love the trader story where he's like, oh, I gotta help out my grandma, and then the Cobra twins coming in and say, oh, we can help you out with your grandma, Dusty, if you'll be a trader. And then at the end he wasn't really a trader, all that kind of good stuff. Dusty always seemed like he was always a gun-ho guy, but he was naive, he was young. He always seemed like one of the younger Joes that got to stick around and got to learn a lot of life lessons and stuff. So I like I said, I really did identify with Dusty. So once again, we could do the Tiger Force, open the Tiger Force Dusty with the non-plastic see-through packaging, so who knows what's in there, or we could open up the original Dusty, or the Corsa statue and the Buzzer, or the Mandalorian. We want the Mandalorian. Anyhow, I also got I got this for Christmas a couple of Christmas ago. Once again, I've probably shown these off before, but it's just a freewheeling live stream with Dagon, so you get what you get. You get what you pay for, which is not quite very much. So anyway, so I do got Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal is a great figure. I haven't opened this up yet. Once again, I got this at GameStop. Pretty sure my daughter, I go shopping with my daughter a lot because my wife doesn't like going shopping at all. And so me and my daughter are the shoppers. So, and so she sees stuff that I like and pick out and kind of tell her I like it. And then sometimes she remembers and sometimes she doesn't. So we can also open up Heavy Metal and go bang, bang, boom, boom. I think folks mostly know him from the secondary cartoons, the Deke ones, I believe, that came afterwards. Hey, and there's one of my great friends, GI Gary from the Chaplain's Assistance Motor Pool podcast, who specialize in motor vehicles, trailers, and other sorted GI Joe playsets. Anyhow, he's a great guy too. You should check out his channel. Yeah, Joe Hunter knows him. Gary's awesome. Gary, if you once again, everybody comes to the stream. I recommend you go to the back to the beginning of the stream, get your safety briefing done, and so I had some words of wisdom in the middle there. So once again, if I will go over all of the things I've shown today, and I'll give you guys a vote, and we'll see what happens. So once again, here is heavy metal. We could open this one today. This one's gonna be awesome because even if I don't use heavy metal, the character a lot, having the missiles and the flame effects, I believe those are interchangeable with other GI Joe classified figures and stuff, and so that's gonna be fun to be able to use, I think. And hopefully, I can get them stuck in the Star Wars stuff too. Because if you guys haven't noticed about a lot of my poetry that I write and a lot of the pictures I take, I like to blend a lot of the Star Wars and I like to blend the GI Joe in there. And most of the time, they're not in any kind of combative positions or anything like that, but it's more of a reflective time. That and you kind of get both communities in there, so I'm double dipping on the advertisements. So. Anyway, as I keep on sharing, another thing I got, I don't know, I haven't really seen much of the Captain Americas after Winter Soldier, which is the third one, I believe. Or is that just the second one? I don't remember. I'm not a big Marvel fan. I pick and choose what kind of Marvel movies I watch. A lot of them seem the same, and I know you can watch the movies without knowing what's going on, but I don't like knowing that I don't know what's going on because I haven't watched a different movie. And I don't want to watch 5 billion movies. Anyway, so I did get a Marvel Legends The Agent. The Agent was supposed to be put together and be able to put together the new Captain America's wing set, which reminds me a lot of the Raptor I got in, which I don't know where he is now, but I will probably end up opening that one someday because that's a cool looking figure. Raptor's the G.I. Joe figure that is the accountant who's a bird, the Birdman. Yeah, knowing is half the battle. Yes, good job, chat. And if it's not G.I. Joe, it's not. If it's not G.I. Joe, it's not G.I. Joe, or something like that. If it's G.I. Joe, it's not. If it's not G.I. Whatever Cobra Commander, Hooded Cobra Commander used to say. Anyway, I got the Agent. I don't know much about him. I think he was supposed to be the one who was supposed to take over for Captain America, but then they chose Hawkman or whatever his name was, or to be G.I. Joe. Yeah, only G.I. Joe. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. So helping the host out. I need a lot of help, obviously. So anyway, I don't know much about him. I don't know the comics, and I didn't really watch the. This is from the Falcon and the Winter. So this was a TV show, I think, and he was supposed to be one who wanted to replace as Captain America, but he didn't end up being replacing because they chose the Falcon instead. Am I right? I don't know. I think there was some uproar about it, but I don't know because I didn't watch the show. One more, and then the last one, and then we'll go do some open and just kind of chit chat in the chat. I will show off again. I did show this off last week, but I am going to show off the Scout Trooper once again with Grogu. I am in love with Scout Troopers. If I could buy a bazillion Scout Troopers, I would. I am going to track down the Scout Troopers with their bikes that was at Target. Sometimes that drops from 20 to like about 15. I'm probably going to pick up some of those if I can. By Kurt Russell. He's played by Kurt Russell's son. Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. How was it? Was it okay? I don't know. I didn't watch the I just watched the show. But once again, this is the Scout Trooper with Grogu. This is the Christmas time. I also have the Hanukkah Mandalorian, which actually looks really like I don't care if it's Hanukkah, but I love the colors. That blue and that white color look really good and crisp on him. He looked like one of those the other Mandalorians from the show. Once again, I'm going to say this, and people can crucify me. I wish the Mandalorian was just the Mandalorian Grogu going on adventures, finding, filling bounties, having a good time, running into their friends, blah, 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 blah. That would have been awesome. Sure, you can throw some overarching things into it. Yeah, just making an episode, whatever. Next episode, they're going to go off to Coruscant and arrest some grandma who's making illegal something, whatever. I don't care. But when they started throwing in all the the actual Mandalorian stuff. I mean, I think that would have been cool if they would have spun her show off. It said, okay, now we have the Mandalorian show, but now if you want to learn more about Mandalorians and how she can get her powers back, and it's not her power, but get the black saber and all that back and become leader of Mandalorians again, have her own show. How is that hard? I mean, I guess it's too much shows and costs too much, but I don't know. It's the same thing with like Boba Fett. It's like I understand what they were trying to do with it, but I don't know. I think it would have been funner if it was just, I don't know, more focused on him. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to say that, but I just want more focus on characters that I kind of like. I don't know. Not like I said, not complaining about it. It is what it is. Same thing with like Kenobi. If I had to do Kenobi again, I would have cut Reva right out of the show. I'm no disrespect to the actors, people who worked on it. It just didn't. It thematically just didn't make much sense. It just doesn't. I mean, it's the only way it would thematically make sense if she had like spied on trying to find Luke this whole time. But like running into Leia, having Leia being kidnapped by Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It lost focus. I think it needed to be focused. I would have rather. I think there's a clip of it that a fan did that clips it all out. But to me, the focus of Kenobi was the redemption of him losing Anakin and knowing. To me, like I said, I'm an old soldier, so the redemption of Kenobi was the most important part of that show, and I think it got lost. I just think it got lost somewhere, and they forgot what the show was about. So the name of the show, but that's just me. But like I said, there was good parts in it. There's always I'm telling people, like I've talked about before, see people as individuals, but try to find good in things. Sometimes things are crappy, but sometimes you can find good. On a rainy day, the clouds look cool. Or understand on a rainy day, it's going to turn the grass green. It's going to make the plants grow. It's going to make the flowers grow. You try to find the good in things. I mean, I think sometimes we're so focused on wanting it now and having it now and what's thrown up in our face and what's produced for us that we forget that maybe we should take some more time and kind of appreciate the things we do have and the simple things in life. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. I'm an old man. So anyway, that's all of everything I'm going to show today. Like we're gonna have a real ranty kind of show tonight. So once again, I'll go over the things we can open up. I'll open it up, then wrap the show up, and then we'll get us out of here. All right. So once again, we can open up the Christmas Scout Trooper. Oh yeah, no problem. I appreciate that, man. Like when I can shout you out. I know you made some awesome videos. I'm sorry, Johan. I'm not that familiar with their content, but I know I saw a couple of your shorts and stuff of yours. I think you did a review too. I probably should check out. So once again, yeah, if you guys have stuff you guys want to promote, like as always, I wanted to turn this show into a review show if I can get a co-host, and then we can review other people's stuff and just boost people out there. Boost people's stuff. I enjoy the interaction with folks. I enjoy talking to Gary. That's what I do. I enjoy meeting folks and talking to folks. That's what I get out of it. You guys, I never expected that. Gary sent me a whole bunch of comics and stuff, and I was wowed by that because he's such a great guy. And it was just you didn't need to do that, man. And it's awesome just because I talked to him about what's going on with me, talking what's going on with him, talk about life and all that kind of great stuff. So once again, we can move the show on. Once again, I can thank everybody in the world all day long. There's so many great folks out there. The Red 5 Network with the Always Sunny and Scare podcast is great people. You always got What's on Joe Mind people that are always promoting good folks. I find so many good people just watching other people's channels and stuff. Another, like I said, Vern's channel, the Toy Duos, great guys. Always G.I. Joe Bird, and, Cujo, of course. I can go on forever. It's crazy. Am I going to Joe Fest? No, unfortunately, I'm not. I have 2 kids, almost 2 in high school and all that kind of stuff. But if anybody's ever going, I will pay you money. I will give you double the cost, the face value of it, to get an autograph for me from Sergeant Slaughter that says, Sergeant Slaughter or something to one, thanks from one sergeant to another or something to that effect. Oh, I would pay you money for that. So, and if you guys are going and you're seeing Sergeant Slaughter, and I'll give you some money through PayPal or something, give me an autograph because he never comes to the Northwest, so it's hard for me. Yeah. Well, it's hard, huh? Yeah, it is. So anyway, So, like I said, we'll go to the opening part. So, like I said, we can do the Scout Holiday Edition opening up. We can do the statuette opened up of Storm Shadow. We can do the Mandalorian open up. Ooh, how many times have you guys seen this? You probably haven't seen this very much. Oh, I bet he is, Joe. I mean, like I said, any interactions I've ever had with him, or any talking with anybody who's ever talked to him, or like saw him, they say nothing but great things. He knows. I think what is great about, I'm not saying celebrities, but people in general, is when they appreciate like who they are and what they do and stuff like that. Oh, you want to do the Holiday Scout? Okay, there's one for the Holiday Scout. Well, let me get the other ones because Gary might. Oh, well, Gary's already do the Holiday Scout. Okay, Joe Hunter, what do you want? Put it in the chat and then see if you're gonna tie break it, or you know want something else or what. But anyway, or we could open the original Dusty, or we can open up the Tiger Force Dusty, or we can open up Buzzard. Oh, Holiday it is. All right, so I'll open up the Holiday version. Yeah, except I love Scout Troopers. I love them. I would almost put this on my Christmas tree. Anyhow, but yeah, like going back to Sergeant Slaughter. Yeah, I love people who like the Rick Roll, the guy who does the guy who sings the song. You know, I'm never gonna give you up and I'm gonna let you down. He rolls with that. He knows that he became a meme back in the day, but he also knows that people actually enjoy the song because that's actually kind of a fun song. So people who can appreciate that not that it's the one thing they're known for, their gimmick or whatever, but they know that people know them for something good, something wholesome, something that takes not society, but like kind of runs through people and people can come together about. I don't know. There's that kind of that Zeitgeist as a German phrase for spirit of the people, and like I said, it's not the idea that people get like this feeling of, oh, they get into something, like how old TV shows used to be big, or you think you can dance and people get famous on those shows, or like like Carrie Clarkson, all that kind of stuff. It's just people fall in love with that kind of stuff, and to me, I think that's what we need. We need those humanitarian. I always enjoy those humanitarian stories about people coming from nothing and coming something. Rags to Riches, Annie, orphan stuff. I think it's our human nature, even as Americans, that we appreciate that. So I'm unveiling him. Can you hear it? Let's see if can you guys hear it? Shh. Oh, he's unreleased. He's free. So he's probably going to be real tight because of the idea that he's been in the box forever. So if you guys have any questions in the chat, always let me know. So here's the figure. Obviously, he's got the movable head and he rotates and stuff. The most exciting is exactly, it's just a repaint of a normal Scout Trooper, but he has a funny Christmas sweater on that's Grogu, and it's just a color change. I know people are gonna say, "Oh, well, that's just a cheap color variant," but hey, we fall for it, we buy it. Like that, I think one of those big versions for a while were the chromanized Black Series figures. I don't know if you guys remember those when they were pushing the chromanized, where they look chromish or something. They pushed those for a while. Those were just repaints. But I mean, like I said, for a lot of I know folks get upset about reissues and stuff like that. I get it, but for some of us guys who don't get it on the first time around, or can never find it, or whatever it is, it's still a new figure to us. Or I'm even if I do have the figure already, but it's still a new figure to us. And I don't know, it's still kind of exciting when you get stuff like that. So. Oh, really? Return of the Jedi. Yeah, Return of the Jedi was awesome. To be honest with you, yeah, I remember watching that. My first memories of that was in Newport, Oregon. That's where I kind of grew up a little bit. They had a wax museum, and inside the wax museum, they had the indoor scene with Luke and Han and not Luke. I don't think Luke wasn't there, but it was just Han and Leia and the Ewoks and R2 and everybody else, fighting them in the and around the generator. It was really cool. I distinctly remember going on a field trip as a kid seeing that. Of course, remember I didn't grow up in I was born in the 1980, so like Star Wars was a little bit past my time when I started realizing what Star Wars and stuff was. That's probably why I hooked on to more of GI Joe than Star Wars myself. So let's say here's the figure, obviously as a normal normal speeder biker figure. And of course, he comes with a pouch, as most of the speeders bikers did, because this is the version that was from the Mandalorian series. I still to this day want the biker guys to have their own spin-off series or some kind of stormtrooper series where it just talks about not they could do a bit of comedy. I don't care. Just some kind of normal guy army series. I really wish that's what they would have made Finn. I really wish they would have made Finn a grizzly vet who has to choose between his brothers in the Empire, because you're gonna, even as a thoughtless stormtrooper, you're gonna grow attachments to people. That's just, it doesn't work that way in any organization. They can take away your name and number, you're still gonna grow attachments. That's the whole thing the Jedi are fighting against. Anyway, I would love to see a show like that. But oh no, it's Grogu. Yeah, I'll show it closer. See, it's Grogu. See, it's Baby Yoda is on his chest. Does that make sense? See, he's a little head, like he's peeking out. He's sitting in the bubble. See, it's Grogu. Grogu is his ugly sweater. Yeah, and so like I said, here's Grogu in a little Christmas sack. And then of course he comes with a little pistol. I don't like taking out the little pistol because it's small. I'll probably lose it. So there's a little pistol. You can see it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I said, I enjoyed. That's why I picked it up. I think I probably picked it up on, once again, probably on Katie, Kokomo Toys, because they have a lot of good deals and stuff through them and stuff like that. So yeah, it is really cute. Like I said, I really, yeah, I'm that's what I Disney just kind of, almost killed the golden calf or the golden cow or the golden cow with going away with the cuteness of Grogu. They hit a line, man, when everybody's like, oh, that's Baby Yoda. So anyway, so that's pretty much it. I'm about the almost 35-minute mark. Once again, as always, if you guys have any questions, you guys want to promote something, you want me to look at something or whatever, put it down in my chat below here. Or, always message me on Twitter at Dagon at 230 on Twitter or X. Or message me, let me know what's going on. Hook me into stuff. I'll promote anything if I'll look at it. I mean, obviously it's inappropriate. I'm not going to promote it, but if it's cool, I'll promote that stuff. Yeah, Grogu for life. That's right, Gary. All right, well, thank you guys as always. We will see you next time, and stay safe. And if you can't, keep careful. And you're an important person. Do good things out there. Be a light. Stay safe. If you can't, keep careful. We'll see you next time. All right, out.